All right, hello you guys, welcome to my kitchen. I just wanted to take a few minutes to go over basically the basics of flexible dieting and what exactly macros are. So I'm sure that you have heard a lot of people talk about big buzzwords right now are macros. They talk about flexible dieting, being able to eat anything as long as it fits in your macros. So wanted to take a few minutes just to kind of explain to you guys what that means. So macronutrients are essentially carbs, fats, and protein. And so your carbohydrates could look like vegetables, they could look like potatoes, they could also look like fruit. Your protein could very easily be like chicken. But we could also use most of our dairy products. So this is Greek yogurt or eggs and things like that could be considered proteins. For your fats, think of things like nuts and seeds, nut butters, all of your oils. And when we choose these different things, we don't necessarily have to think about calories because when we stay within a certain macronutrient goal, then we are able to hit our calorie goal. So each of those macronutrients has a certain amount of calories in it. So for example, carbohydrates, every gram of carbohydrate has 4 calories. So when you think of calories, we think of energy, like this is fuel for your body. So the same way that you put gas into your car. So the energy in 1 gram of carbohydrate is 4 calories. Your fats have 9 calories and your proteins have 4 calories. Alcohol that doesn't have any nutritional value does have calories in it, and it has 7 calories per gram of alcohol. So what we want to think about here is that when you add all of those things together, like say you need 20 grams of protein in a meal, you multiply that times 4, and that tells you how many calories you have just from that protein. And so that's why it's not necessary to actually count calories and count macronutrients as long as you stay within whatever your numbers are for your goal. So if you are choosing a maintenance goal, you want to make sure that you're meeting your calorie needs and dividing those calories up into macronutrients based on your weight and what your activity level is. For your micronutrients, so there's macronutrients and micronutrients. Your micronutrients are just going to be your vitamins and your minerals. So those are the things that you're going to get out of those, out of the food that you eat and out of the supplements that you take. So if you're taking a multivitamin or something like that. So when people say that you are doing flexible dieting, all that they mean is that if it fits into your macros, then you can have it. So a lot of diet plans are really, really strict with lots of things that you can and can't eat. Think like ketogenic diets, Whole30, some of the older ones were Atkins, Sugar Busters, things like that. So if it fits your macros, or flexible dieting takes an approach that is very balanced. So depending on what your macronutrients are, you may be able to have any type of food that you want. Now, making sure that those foods fit in the combinations to meet your goals, you may have to choose different foods. And so I could choose to have nuts and lots of fibrous water-filled vegetables, some lean chicken, and be able to fill an entire plate full of food, or I could choose more processed foods that may contain higher amounts of fat and things like that and have less volume. So it's really important when you are in a deficit that you don't want to feel hungry all the time. So we add more fiber to our diet. And so we can do that by adding more of our green vegetables, by adding whole grains into our diet and increasing that fiber content so that we feel full for longer, but also choosing things that have more water in them. So I'm going to get a lot more zucchini than I am potato, or a lot more zucchini than I am rice or pasta. So I would choose to take the majority of my macros from vegetables as opposed to trying to have pasta or rice if I wanted to not feel as hungry throughout the day. So So when you are adjusting your macros and you are doing that, it's important that you stay within 2 to 3 grams on either side. Dialing it in a little bit closer with those fat grams just because there's more concentrated energy in that fat. So, and making sure that you measure this out, because just a little bit of difference with something like peanut butter can make a huge difference when it comes to how many calories you're taking in. So if you're having a hard time losing weight and you feel like you are on track, it may be something as simple as weighing your food or measuring things out as opposed to just eyeballing it, because you could be overestimating what your actual needs are. All right, so if you guys have any more questions about that, you can find my email in the link. Just feel free to send me a message or come look me up on Instagram. All right, see you guys later.